Okay, try number 3. We'll see if this one works. I'm here live here at the park, just having some good time with my kiddos, and just wanted to share some messages with you guys from my heart. I usually announce these live streams, but I didn't do anything fancy like that today. I just really wanted to touch base with you, see how things are going, see how we might be able to help serve you best. And if you could do me a favor, if you can hear me okay, if you can see me okay, just like this video, give me a thumbs up, say hi, let me know you're here. As I'm over here at the park, I don't have the very best signal, so I want to make sure that you guys are able to hear me okay. But I hope you're having a fabulous Wednesday morning. Maybe you're off getting ready for the work day or taking your kids to school. I know I just did that a minute ago. It's early here in Arizona, but like I said, I just felt like I wanted to share some of the things on my heart with you guys today. So again, if you can hear me, do me a favor, give this video a like so I know that everything's coming in loud and clear for you guys. So what I wanted to share was the idea of not settling in your marriage. And what inspired this was actually a message that I got from a member of this group. And she gave me permission to share her story. And so I thought I would do that. So this lady, Wendy, had got our freebie, which maybe some have seen that, the free cheat sheet or free guide on how to increase intimacy in your marriage. So she got that, and she started applying some of the things that we showed there. And then she went ahead and did our Ignite Your Intimacy course, which is just a very affordable online course, a training there. And as she did that, she said that the past 2 weeks, in her own words, were like breaking through a dam that had been there in her marriage. She talked about how things had gotten very, very stale between her and her husband. They'd been married 22 years, and they were just really going through the motions. They were in it for the kids more so than for each other. And while they were friendly and cordial, the passion was lacking. The intimacy was lacking. She didn't feel close to him. In fact, she felt closer to some of her other family members more so than her own husband. And she said that felt like a huge weight on her heart. In her own words, she said, "Hey Tina, how's it going, girl? Good to see you. Hey, if you could give me a thumbs up, let me know that you can hear me okay. Like this video, I would appreciate it, and everyone else watching as well." But she said that the last couple weeks, she didn't realize how heavy the weight had been on her heart and in her life, that her marriage was in the state that it was, and it had been that way for so many years. She'd gotten so used to it. And now, after just applying a few really simple things, but really taking that first step forward, she was talking about how free she felt, and that weight had been lifted. And she hadn't realized how heavy it had been, that she'd been carrying that with her for so long. And I know that many of you can relate to that feeling, right? We live in a culture where unsuccessful marriage, divorce, is really commonplace, right? Over half of all marriages end in divorce. And that doesn't even account for those that are living in marriage, staying together, but they aren't thriving. They aren't happy. They aren't experiencing that joy or that closeness that we all hope for, that our souls long for. And that is a tragedy that we get used to that. I really appreciate Earl Nightingale. And one of the things that he talks about is how only 5% of people really succeed in life. And he defines success as the pursuit of a worthy ideal. It's not money, it's not fame, it's not fortune, it's just anything that's a worthy ideal. So whatever that is for you, as long as you are progressively moving toward that, you are succeeding. And he said that only 5% do that. So why is that? And he said, it's not because of cowardice, it's because of conformity. And the problem is that we're conforming to the wrong percentage. We're conforming to the 95% rather than the 5%. And that's something that's really struck me, is how can I model my life? How can I model my marriage after the 5%? Sorry, this is kind of shaky. Try to hold it better. I've got pregnant arms and they're not very strong right now. They need to get strong to hold that baby soon. I'm 21 weeks pregnant. So anyway, side note, I got a little distracted there. There's my pregnancy brain as well. But what does it take to be that top 5%? What do they know? What do they do? What are their daily habits and their rituals? What does it really truly take to make a successful and a happy and a thriving marriage? And I would encourage you that in every instance we have a choice. We get to decide how it's going to be, what we're going to do, right? How we want our lives to be, how we want our marriages to be. The danger is that we get stuck into this complacency, into this comfort zone where we get used to the way that things are and we become comfortable there. And it feels easier to stay there than to make the changes necessary to get what we really want and what our souls truly crave, to have that deep connection with our spouse, to have that love, that fire, that passion, right? That we long for. We long to be vulnerable. We long to have that friendship and that connection and have that last not just the early years of our marriage and not just after the kids are grown up and gone, but all the years of our marriage, right? Isn't that the ideal? Hey, Sadie, sorry, I've got my dog here. Sadie, come. Sadie, come. Sorry, we're at the park, so I'm winging it live. Come here. Everyone say hi to Sadie. All right, back on topic here. Just wanted to make sure she didn't go after this other little dog that was coming up after us, so apologize. But that's what happens when we're live at the park. All kinds of fun things. Anyway, so back on track. So this idea that we get comfortable with the way that things are. In another live stream, I talked about choose your hard. It's all hard, right? Living with less than an ideal marriage, living as roommates, living just going through the motions, or having things be really stale between you. That's hard, right? As Wendy mentioned, there's a weight to that you have to carry on a daily basis. And the problem with weight is that we can become accustomed to holding it. We can become accustomed to having to carry it. And we don't realize that if we just make a choice, we just choose to put it down, if we choose to learn some new communication habits, we choose to learn how to connect to our spouse, how to allow them to open up. One of the great things about what we do is we teach people the root issues of why there's that lack of connection in the first place. What created that gap between you and your spouse? Because we want to solve problems not just on the surface level, not just for a week or two, but forever, right? Wendy's been doing this for 2 weeks and already she's noticing a big difference. But it's going to be a longer road than just that. In order to make these changes truly last and last for a lifetime, then it's going to have to be longer than that. And now my girls are going off after that dog. Okay. Hey, Naomi, Kiri, come on back. Okay, I'm going to have to go. I'll be back in a minute and we'll resume this in a minute. Thanks.